Okay, before you click off, hear me out. There's 1,440 minutes in a day. All I'm asking for is 10 of those minutes. That leaves you with 1,430 minutes to go do whatever else you want to do. And if you just learn one thing in those 10 minutes, it was worth it. I don't want to say this. But if you don't learn anything, then go ahead and put that in the comments below too. And I will sit in the corner for 10 minutes to match the 10 minutes you felt like you wasted. And then we'll just call it even. How's that sound? So my name is Sergeant Rick with the San Marcos Police Department. And this is going to be your Blue Notebook review. And we're going to cover some stats. We're going to cover some crimes. We have a big announcement. So make sure you stay tuned for that one. And then we are going to do a tribute to one of our own. And then, come closer. It's not dirt on your screen. There's no salt and pepper from your lunch or your dinner that you're watching. It's my beard. So you will see us around with a beard during the months of November and December to bring awareness to men's health. And every officer you see that has a beard has donated, and that donation goes directly to the YMCA. So up here, I'm going to put the QR code, and then if you're so inclined, scan that with your phone, use the camera, click on that, and then that'll take you to the YMCA, our local YMCA, where you can donate some money. So diving into the numbers, looks like we responded to 2,484 calls for service. 1,385 of those calls came from you. And this is great to see. I think this is the highest number of self-initiated activity I've seen since doing the Blue Notebook. But they did 1,099 self-initiated stops. So for clarity, right, that's 1,099 times the officers were out there in the field, saw something that didn't sit right with them, and did some investigative work. And if you're watching this, and I remember one of the comments before said they wanted more information. If you look to the right of this slide here, we actually post on our website, and I'll put that down below too. But you can actually see all the calls for service we went to and our arrest reports too. Talking about crime, near Lot 2 South, officers saw 4 subjects using inhalants. One fled on foot and discarded a loaded firearm. Officers caught him after a brief foot pursuit and recovered the firearm. There was also a known theft suspect that entered CVS on Wilshire. He resisted when loss prevention detained him, which turned a misdemeanor into a felony. So it turned a petty theft, shoplift into a felony, which is robbery. At 6th in Arizona, an officer conducted a consensual encounter, which led to them identifying the person as a wanted suspect with a no-bail robbery warrant out of Ventura County. And here we got some breaking news. We have a camera crew out front of our headquarters where there's a press conference being held. So let's drop in and see what's going on.
Investigators determined that the vehicle involved in the crash belonged to a corporation and was used in online rentals. Detectives located the individual who rented the vehicle, and during the investigation, learned she had obtained the vehicle on behalf of the suspect and maintained a close personal relationship with him. Our team later identified the driver as Alex Christopher Earl Kirksey, born May 22nd, 1987. Kirksey fled the scene on foot and took deliberate steps to avoid arrest, including leaving the state in the days immediately following the collision. The investigation further revealed that the person who rented the vehicle traveled to the scene of the collision, sought information about what happened, and later assisted the suspect in avoiding apprehension and leaving California. The extent of her involvement remains under the investigation and will be part of the case reviewed by the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office. These findings supported the issuance of warrants during which detectives recovered critical evidence, including contact information and electronic records that helped locate the primary suspect. Through coordinated efforts and the assistance of our law enforcement partners in the Midwest, Santa Monica police detectives tracked Kirksey to Chicago, Illinois. With the cooperation of Chicago Police Department, he was taken into custody at or near a transit center as he appeared to be attempting to flee further. Kirksey has since been extradited from Illinois and is currently in the custody of the Santa Monica Police Department.
So I'm here to announce the charges in connection with the investigation that was partaken by the Santa Monica Police Department. This, by the way, was an amazing, fantastic investigation done on the spur of the moment. They were able to track someone who fled the scene of a crime, not just throughout California, but outside of California, ultimately to Chicago, where they worked with the Chicago Police Department, which also deserves our thanks, to bring this particular suspect to justice. His name is Alex Kirksey. He was born on May 22nd, 1987. He's 38 years old. And as you heard, and as the charges that have been brought against him show, that on the night of October 24th, 2025, at about 9:15 p.m., Mr. Kirksey went ahead, was driving a car. That car ended up killing two individuals, Brad Lipshe and Maura Cohen. The car then continued on and injured two additional individuals, causing fractures. But thankfully, they both have survived. The LA District Attorney's Office, through the Deputy District Attorneys in charge of this case, Assistant Head Deputy Jeff Rendon and a Deputy District Attorney Katie Bergermeyer, worked with the Santa Monica Police Department immediately to understand and evaluate the evidence and eventually turn that into the felony complaint that has been filed. This felony complaint alleges violations of gross vehicular manslaughter, one for each of the deceased victims, hit and run causing death, reckless driving, hit and run causing great bodily injury, and additional allegations of personal affliction of great bodily injury and a prior serious felony. We estimate that the total maximum prison time in which Mr. Kirksey will be looking at is 26 years for his criminal actions.
I want to sincerely thank our Santa Monica Police Department and our regional law enforcement partners for all of their tireless work, professionalism, and their commitment to seeing this case through. As a city, we stand united in support of the victims' families and our broader community. We remain steadfast in our commitment to accountability and healing, and to do everything in our power to ensure that the safety of all in our community is top priority. Thank you.
I remember one of the comments last week, was it Kathleen Lyons, I think? There you go. She asked if, although we're making these videos, if we're out there looking for who's responsible for that accident. And as you can see, yeah, I was right. I have effort in our especially our traffic investigators in our criminal investigations division. Like, they're really good at what they do. And so I had no doubt that they're going to find them, and they did. So let's switch gears and talk about our efforts in dealing with homelessness. Officers located a subject smoking in the park that didn't have any form of identification. Officers used, let me just click on this video. Here we go. Officers used a mobile fingerprint reader to identify the suspect as an out-of-compliance sex registrant. And looks like they did, you can see actually how it's working. It's just a thumbprint and then good to go. Looks like they did a directed enforcement at Virginia Avenue Park, where they issued 18 citations, advised 27 individuals, and referred 8 people to services. Switching gears to traffic, we conducted 226 traffic stops, issued 128 citations, and gave 69 advisals. At Ocean and Bay Street, there was a follow-up from an earlier collision which resulted in felony filings for DUI, reckless driving, and leaving the scene. Our motor officers conducted a focus enforcement operation in the downtown area and school corridors. So let's talk about that real quick. Especially around the schools. Like, we're getting a lot of complaints from parents of people driving, let's just say, not very safe around the schools. So we've gone out there to several schools, and the next school we'll be visiting, I believe, is Franklin School. And although the parents are complaining, we've realized that the ones we're pulling over and issuing tickets to are other parents. So please, drive safe. Drive safe, I mean, in general, but especially around the schools. Our community engagement team, my team, provided police presence at the Dodgers pep rally on the promenade. Can we talk about that for a second? Hey, go Dodgers. Won the World Series. Sorry, Blue Jays fans. I'll admit, I have watched some of the videos of you guys watching Game 7 and thinking you're going to win, but not win. And can we say that was probably one of the best series we've ever watched, at least in my lifetime, at least in the recent time. And we even got like a 2-for-1 when that game went into 18 innings. It's pretty amazing. And then our animal shelter has 35 cats and 28 dogs ready for adoption. And thank you guys for increasing your adoption rate from 4, I think the last video we had 4, to 9 this week. Oh, and remember Donald, the duck, the one that Brandon was too scared to pick up because he doesn't do ducks. He ended up going to a bird sanctuary, I believe in Riverside. So thank you to the bird sanctuary for taking Donald and taking care of him. We appreciate it. And for note, our animal control officers reunited multiple found pets with their owners thanks to the microchips this week. So if your pet's not microchipped, microchip them. If we could just change gears just a little bit, but we lost one of our horses, Laredo, and I know they're not our pets, right? Our horses and our canines aren't pets, but I mean, hard to tell that to the heart, right? So a lot of our mounted officers, like they spend a lot of time training these horses and building up the trust between the rider and the horse. And so instead of doing a pet of the week and bringing a pet in here, I made a little tribute to Laredo for you guys to see. And Laredo, thank you for keeping our riders safe, our officers safe, our community safe, and for keeping that calm, cool, collected composure you displayed every time a kid ran up to you because he wanted to pet you. So with that, I'm going to leave you with this tribute, and then we'll take some of the comments and questions from this week, and those we'll just do in next week's video. See you guys.